Hello everyone, welcome back to another Zoho Inventory tutorial. Today we're going to be discussing how to view and customize inventory evaluation reports. So first of all, before you start doing anything related to reports, you have to first log in to your Zoho account and then to your organization. So once you're in the dashboard or once you're in home, you just have to go here in the reports module. And here in the reports module, you'll be able to see all the reports and such, but you'll just have to scroll down here on the left side and then search for inventory valuation report category. So this folder or category is system generated. So once you create your account in Zoho Inventory, and then you add more items, add inventory, all your sales and all that, you will be able to, or I say, uh, this would be automatically filled with the data that you have populated, you have filled in, and then all of the information or track record of things throughout the uptime of your inventory account. So now, if we want to view a one of our reports here, so you just have to click anywhere in here. So inventory evaluation summary, and then in here see there would be these columns of item name, manufacturer, stock on hand, inventory asset value, SKU. These would be the things you would be able to see within a report of from inventory evaluation. So maybe you don't want to see the inventory evaluation summary, maybe you want to see the FIFO cost location, lot tracking I meant. You'll see here, same, but this time it will be date, transactions received from, item name, and all that. So maybe you also want to see the landed cost summary. You'll see it here. And let's just say we just want to look at the inventory valuation summary. And now, as you can see here, there would be filters here. So in these filters, you'll able to see as which or the timeline of when you want to see of this summary. Let's say we want to see it like this month, right? And you want to see which item stock availability is maybe greater than 0, less than or equal to 0, less than 0, equal to 0, not equal to 0, or below reorder level. So you can choose any of here. So let's say I want to see what what item is equal to 0, which what item or what stock for of an item is 0. So let's and see here if we want to set the want to check if their status is active or inactive. I just want to see all of it. And then if you want to add more filters, and in here specifically you're filtering all for specific items. See, and then you can also add more filters by choosing any fields here. Maybe you want to see build description, and in that build description, what does it contain, what does it end with, starts with, and you just have to write the value. So let's not add more filters. Let's say I just want to see the inventory valuation summary from this month, and then stock availability would be no criteria, status for all. So I just have to run the report, right? So when I run the report, you would be able to see all the inventory valuation summary as of March or the current month that you have accessed the filter. So you changed it, and then so in this case would be March 31st, 2026, and see this would be all of the inventory, all of the things that would be in our inventory for this month. Now, what if we want to customize these columns? What if there's something else we want to see with this column? So you can see here there would be customized report columns. So you just have to click that, and then in here you'll be able to see more fields or columns. In this case, this would be for items here. For items, this would be the fields inside an item. When you create an item, these fields would be there. They either would be mandatory fields or optional fields. But in this case, we want to see which item was created. So when was it created? So we just add here. And let's say I want it to be on after manufacture. after manufacturer. Okay, and let's say I don't want to see the manufacturer because, as you noticed earlier, the manufacturer is blank. So let's just leave it. And then, okay, we have here the item name, created time, all that. Okay, so let's click apply. When you click apply, you will be able to see now the new column. So they removed the manufacturer and then added the created time. So you'll be able to see it now, all of the columns that you have added. So you have finally customized your inventory valuation report. So that is all for on how to view and customize your inventory valuation reports. Thank you for watching. Discussing on how to generate sales reports by product, customer, or region. So let's get right on to it. So first, of course, you have to log into your Zoho Inventory account. And once you're logged in, you'll be in your home. So and let's just go to the reports module. So once we're on our reports module, there would be these report categories. So, and you'll see here, there would be these sales report category. So for sales report for by product and by customer, this would be system generated. So it will be automatically generated once you create a account and then you add items in your account into this organization, your Zoho inventory, and you add items, you have sales, you have purchase orders and all that. So once you have all of those information, once you have all of that, the system just auto generates these reports, and then they would fill it in all the data that you have over time into these reports. So in this case, if we want to view sales report by product, in here it would be named sales by item. So let's view this here. So let's see here. So you can see here that we have the filters, table view and chart view, and all of the information within that. So this would be the sales by item. So the item name, the SKU, how many were sold for that item, the amount, and the average price. All right. And then you can also change the view type into chart view if you want. You can see here over time, on which month did you reach your peak, I meant, and in which month you had many items that were sold. All right. And you can change this in any way you want, when you want it to be an amount. See here. Or if you want it on amount with discount, without discount, you'll be seeing here. So let's just say we just want it to be quantity sold. All right. Let's go back to table view. Now, this would be how to generate the sales report by product. It's really just auto-generated, and you can just customize it as you want. In here, customize the fields that you want. Maybe you want to see the status, maybe you want to see the product type, the item type, or the amount with text, whatever. You can just add as much as you want to customize the viewing for your purposes if you want. All right. So now let's talk about the generating sales report by customers. As you can see here, it would be automatically generated by the system. So here now, you can see here all the same layout from sales by product, but in this case, you'd be seeing the names of the customers, the invoice counts for each customer, the sales, and the sales tax. All right. You can also change here the filters and all these information. Also the customizing the report columns. So yeah. But what lacks here is the generating the sales report for region. But in this case, yeah, there is no system generated for region or country or state or whatever. So you have to create a new report. So you just click here, create new report. Or another easier method to do is to click here on one of the system generated reports. And then we click here on to the customize the sales by customer report. And then we go to show or hide columns. And then we change these information. Let's say I don't want to see the invoice count reports. I just want to see the sales and sales with tax, but let's base it on the billing country, billing country, billing state, billing city. Let's remove the name. So let's add here. Let's put it up. So let's see, you'll see here now there's a billing country, state, city, and then sales and sales with tax. Let's say that's what we want to view. So all we have to do now is just click Save as Custom Report, and then these will lead you to another interface. And in here you can just add more if you want, or customize the columns as you want. And then when you're done, you just click next or click here to go to the next page or next breadcrumb. And then you may add a organization logo for your for this report, or a page number, a generated time, or a generated date. In this case, once you export this would be you'll be able to see all of this as well, right? So let's just leave everything by default and then click next, and then let's just change it to sales by region or country, whatever. So let's just say sales by region. You may add a description or the permissions, you may change it. In this case, I'm the only one here, so it's shared to only me. So let's save the custom report. And now you'll see here, it would be, this would be now the new report. Did you see? So there would be the billing country, the billing state, the billing city, sales, sales with tax. In this case, there were other invoices that did not have a billing country, billing state, billing city filled out. So that's why there are blank information here. But you will see here that there are no table view or chart view, and this is because there is blank information from the first column. Okay, and then you can change the filter to as much as you want, like in other reports. So if you want to see from previous year, and you just click run report, and you'll see what were the countries or the states or cities that had sales last year. And yeah, that is all for how to generate sales report by product, customer, or region. And today we'll be discussing about how to analyze purchase reports to monitor supplier performance. So before you enter, or before you're able to do all of that, you have to first log into Zoho Inventory and into your organization. And once you're here, let's just go to reports module. Now, once you're in your reports module, there is one thing where you'll be focusing. We'll be focusing on the payables reports, as this will be where we'll be looking at for analyzing the purchase reports and to monitor the supplier performance, as where the supplier performances are based here on vendors. Okay, so the first report that we're going to be reviewing for you to be able to analyze the purchase reports is the purchase orders by vendor. And once you're here, you'll be able to see the columns that's involved with the purchase orders by vendor, including the vendor name, purchase order count, and the total amount based on the purchase orders for this vendor. So as you can see here, and it will just multiply the or multiply, not only multiply, like add all of the purchase orders for that vendor. And once you click on one of the vendors, let's return to that. So once you click one of these information or one of these data, let's say we want to check on demo 1, you'll be able to see the vendor and all of their information. And let's go back to reports, to payables, to purchase orders by vendors, and you'll be able to see also the purchase order account in here. And you'll be able to also see if these purchase orders were already received, or we have issued, or whatever the status is based on these purchase orders, and when was it when was this ordered. Okay, and you'll be able to see the reference number here and the amount for each purchase order, and of course there will be the total here for to get the information. As you can see here, when you view one of the purchase orders, you'll be able to read into the purchase order. All right. Now let's go back to the reports and purchase to the payables, purchase orders by vendors. And another way to view this is through the chart view here. And you'll be able to view it through a pie chart or through a bar chart. And you can compare which vendors you have made lots of purchase orders on. So you'll be able to check as well by going back to table view as mentioned earlier to see if these purchase orders have already been received, or they have not been received yet, or they've been partially received. Right? Next thing, or the next report that we will be checking, is the purchase order details. So these will be the same as earlier. This would be the details on which purchase orders have been approved, have been issued. In this case, it would be the different kind of status. As earlier, status was about if we have received the purchase orders or not. This one would be about if these were approved, if they were closed, if were drafted. Basically, this would be depending on your setup, the statuses. You may be using customized status, but this one we're using a just a status for the native, right? And here we have the date, the delivery date. In this case, would be just blank for us because this is just a sample information. The vendor name and the amount that was that. So let's go to the chart view, and you'll be able to see as well the time throughout the year, because the filter, the data range we have set here is for previous year, right? So, and you can also change it to a bar chart, to a pie chart, as you can see. In this case, there were a lot of purchase orders made on August, and on other times they were just like once or twice made. That's why there's a very huge difference with the line chart. So if you want to make it clearer, you want to analyze it much better, just go to bar chart, or through the pie chart, and you're able to view here all of the percentages, right? Next, we go to the bill details. Okay, here in bill details, you'll be able to see all of the bills that were made, and if these bills are already overdue, or they have already been paid, or if they're still in a draft status. And once again, these are just native statuses. If you have custom statuses, this would be also based on what you have made, and this would be based on the status that you have integrated. All right, so we have the bill date and the due date. We have the bill number. You'll be able to see here, these were auto-generated bill numbers, and this one is as you can see here, this would be not auto-generated. And you'll see here the vendor name, or which vendor had this bill, the bill amount, and the balance amount, right? And there's another, you can also customize the columns if you want. Let's say I don't want to see the projects because it should not really be included in my case if I want to. And see, now you have a much clear view of your column of your data that you want to view. And once again, you can view this through a graph and see it based on data range, or report by, let's say, report by bill due date. And then if you want to run it, you just click run report and change the graph into any other charts here, bar chart. Maybe you want it to be in a pie chart. But in this case, if the data is not uh, uh, not like very differential, or like it's not very exponential like this one is exponential in the sample. But if it's not exponential, it's if you want to analyze this clearly, it's better to use a line chart in trying to understand the the metrics uh, of your organization and such, and the sales and purchase orders, or monitoring the performance of your vendors, right? So when in this case, if we have exponential information here, exponential data, just go to bar chart, and here you'll be able to see much clearer which data or which at which date, or bill due date in this case, uh, uh, has uh, has an amount, or which set of bills that were set on that month, right? Okay, so next we go to the vendor balance summary. So in here, you'll be able to see all of the vendors and their bill amount, and their amount and their closing balance, right? And this, you can change it to the different time. So let's just say I want the date range to be from last year, and I want them to run the report. You'll see here, this would be the updated information. In your case, there may be vendors that would be not appearing here because they've only made a uh, bill, or you've made a bill for them in the same on only in the same year, but not in the last year. All right, so this is how you will be viewing it in Zoho Inventory. And you can also customize this as much as you want. And lastly, you can go to payments made report, and then here in payments made, you'll be able to view all of the vendors you have paid, or you haven't paid yet, and you could be able to see which payment method you've made with them, or which notes, what are the notes you have written for them, and which bank accounts, or what did you pay through uh, with the vendor. And you'll be able to see here the amount and the other information that you may want to see when you want to view on which vendors you have already paid. So you can also go to the chart view and see maybe in a line chart, in a bar chart, viewing here, and maybe in a pie chart. I think the best situation here would be the pie chart, because we want to view which percentage on maybe changing this axis to, let's say, vendor name. That's that we want to see which vendors we have already paid with the amount, or we want to see maybe unused amounts, for example, or maybe the amount refunded, or other information that we want to see against with the main columns, right? So you're able to also customize this, the columns that you want to see. Maybe you don't want to see the notes. Maybe you just want to see with the reference number, the bill number, and all that information. So that is how to analyze purchase reports to monitor supplier performance. Today we're going to be discussing about how to export reports and share insights with your team. So first, you have to log into your Zoho Inventory account, or your organization in your organization. And then from here, from home, you just go to reports and then select any report category here. For example, uh, I want to export the reports in sales. So I come here, and then there's all an option here for you to schedule your report. Yeah, you can schedule an export for your reports. So you can say here, and you can just select a report you want to uh, be scheduled to create a report. For example, export I meant a report. For example, sales by customer, and then the format would be PDF, or maybe you want it in CSV or in Excel or in XLS. Let's just say I just want it in PDF. And if you click proceed, you'll be moved here where you can set a date range. Well, let's say I just want it to be from the previous year. The date range would be the data, when or what range of the data would be the information or data would be exported into the PDF, right? And you may compare it with previous year, previous periods. Let's say I want it, let's change it to the data range would be this year and compare it with the previous year. Let's leave it to the default with 1. And the entities would be invoice and credit note. This is based on what's inside of the report, so this would be automatically filled. And then you can choose to add more filters if you want. Let's say I just want to leave add more filters. Next, click next, and then here you can add more columns into the report that would be exported. Maybe you want to add which had sales deposit count, or maybe whatever fields you want to add, or whatever columns you want to add and to be seen when you export this report, you may add it. So let's just leave it at as this, and then let's go to the next, which would be this one, where when you create this, or when this report's exported, this is what it would look like. This is the preview. Maybe you want to add the organization logo or the page number, or you want to generate the date, or generated by who generated this, or you want to add a watermark. You can choose whatever you want here, and whatever you click here, whatever you select, will be appearing when you export this. Okay, so once everything is set with the layout and all that, you can just click schedules export, and you may write an export file name. Let's say I just want to write a sales report from this year to... Okay, you may want to add a password if you want, but let's just leave it as we don't want to add a password. Click export, and here the detailed report is being exported and it might take some time. We'll notify you once exports. So it will now take some time for it to generate the report. The other way is you can also configure the report layout before you even reach that point when you are scheduling the export. Or you can also select a report here. Let's say sales return history, and then you may see here on the top right, it's an export button, and you can see here if you want to export it as PDF or other information that we have seen earlier. And additionally would be the Zoho sheet, or you may be able to print this if you are connected to a printer device. Let's say you want to export this as well as in PDF. It will just give you this. You want to add the file name, maybe add the password, or customize the details. This is the layout, and maybe this is just an additional information that would be seen for the temporary note. So you may also want to click export this. So I just click export, and it will be downloaded. And this is what it's going to look like. As you can see, the columns are added, and all of the information provided based on the exported data here is shown in the PDF file. So, and so now if we want to share the insights or share the reports to our team, we can only share reports that are custom reports. So for example, here we have here the sales by region custom report that we have created that's not system generated. So let's click here. And when you click a custom report, you'll be able to see here in the top right the share report button. So if you want to share it with your team, you just have to click this button, and then you can see here if you want to share it with only yourself, with selected users, or with everyone. So let's just say I just want to I want to share it with everyone. I just click share, and then yes, it will notify you that customer report shared successfully. Now, uh, you'll be able to edit this at any time. Maybe you don't want it to you don't want it to be shared to everyone. Maybe you want to share it to only with selected users, or roles that they have. In our case, we don't have other roles or other users in this account or this organization. Let's just say for everyone. Just close that. Now, when we go back to reports and click here on shared reports tab, uh, so once you're here in the shared reports tab, as you can see, because I'm the one that shared the report, I will not be able to see the shared report. But if you are from another user in the organization, you'll be able to see the reports that were shared to you. So let's just view here to my reports, and you'll be able to see here all the reports that you have shared. And in this case, I have shared with everyone regarding my reports. You can also check here for other user reports. That this is like for shared reports, but yeah, you can also view it here. So yeah, that's how to export reports and share insights with your team. Thank you for watching.